As I read the scriptures for the Epiphany, it dawned on me, perhaps for the first time, that the wise men were probably astronomers and philosophers from the region of Persia, but most importantly of all, they were seekers. It is understood that the story of the wise men is the story of people of all cultures, all countries, and all faiths who make a journey in search of God. This story encourages us to take the risk, to move out of our comfort zones in search of Jesus, just as the wise men did. There's a lot of talk about a new Netflix movie release called Don't Look Up. In the movie, two astronomers go on a media tour to warn humankind of a planet-killing comet heading towards Earth. The response from a distracted world is disinterest. In 2018, on the 6th of January, Pope Francis startled his congregation by contending, "We often make do with looking at the ground. I wonder if we still know how to look up to the sky. Do we know how to dream, to long for God, to expect the newness He brings? Or do we let ourselves be swept along by life like dry branches before the wind?" Closer to home than Persia, I checked in with seekers who moved out of comfort zones in search of light. In his challenging book Nostrus, Irish mystic John Moriarty reflects on the unexpected epiphanies he noticed around him as he walked through muddy patches in the meadow near his Kerry home. He wondered how these hints of heaven could emerge from such a drab place. How could something so yellow as a buttercup come up out of the soggy earth, he asked. How could something so purple as an orchid and so perfect as a cowslip come up out of it? Clearly for him, this was a spiritual experience, a call from his own isolation into the creative mystery below the surface of the ordinary. Where does this colour and perfection come from, he asked. And what else is down there? What else am I walking on? John says, right here, in my own hill meadow, I can walk in paradise. Well-known social campaigner Sister Stan Kennedy wrote about peace during COVID-19. Sister Stan quotes the legendary violinist Vehudi Menuhin, who says, "Peace may sound simple, one beautiful word, but it requires everything we have, every quality, every strength, every dream, every high idea." When Sister Stan is struggling, she always goes back to gratefulness. It is, she argues, the most wonderful thing in the world. We think we will be grateful if we are happy, but the opposite is true. When we are grateful, we are always happy. It is just one breath away from peace. Pat Divley is a 34-year-old Galway man who has a gift for bringing people together to create safe spaces and putting things across in an easy-to-understand way. A successful fitness coach, Pat moved from body to mind and has just published a book this very day called Fit Mind. He quotes Byron Katie, who wrote in her intriguing work, their work, about an epiphany that glowed into her life. She writes, I discovered when I believed my negative thoughts, I suffered. But that when I didn't believe them, I didn't suffer. And this is true for every human being. Freedom is as simple as that. I found that suffering is optional. I found a joy within me that has never disappeared, not for a single moment. Pat Divley argues that spirituality for him is a connection to self, to nature, to those around you, when the mind takes a backseat and you connect to something bigger. At Epiphany, the light has come to us, the revelation of the light of the world. Through the stories of seekers, those of John Moriarty, Sister Stan, and Pat Divley, we can perceptively declare it is Epiphany, and the presence of the light, the peace, the truth is loose in the world. Amen.
Amen.